Willie D Live.
You said you never had any doubt when those accusations broke out. False allegations,
Right.
proven to be false allegations, broke out. During your run at with the series Shy.
Right.
Right. Did you have any trepidation about where you was going at that point, because there was a moment there where we didn't see you?
Right. I think what hurt the most was that my team, the people who I felt like should have my back, they told me shit like, well, Jason, we want to believe you. I'm like, what? Like, look me up. I've done real gangster shit in my life too. Like, where I had to talk to my lawyer about the truth. I'm supposed to tell my team the truth. Why would I lie to y'all? You lie out of fear. Like, so that hurt. It also
people
hurt.
lie when they can't afford the truth.
There you go. And another thing for me, it was like I was hurt that like somebody who told me all the time that I just want to see my young black brothers win was the person who started up all of this. You kick this all off for what? For some mess? Like, what? Because I feel like, black people, we be talking that shit like everybody else is holding us back and holding us down. And we be afraid to point the finger at each other sometimes, because sometimes it be us. Sometimes it be us with the bullshit. And we just got to be able to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Like, if you really want to see me win, why would you try to take everything from me? That don't make sense.
The Lena White chick? Is it White?
No. It's a lady named...
What's her name anyway? I can't never say her name.
Lena Waithe?
Waithe. Is it Waithe?
Yeah.
Lena Waithe.
So actually, this lady was kind of, I guess, getting into it with Lena, but that was above my pay grade. It had nothing to do with me. So when Young Greatness got killed, I didn't know how to process it, and I was at work, and I just used it. You know what I mean? Because my character Brandon, he couldn't catch a break, so he crying in damn near every episode anyway. So I just used it, But most people who have worked with me, they know I can go from laughing Jason to crying real fast, and then as soon as they say cut, I'm back to my laughing self. And that day, that wasn't it. I was hurt, and I didn't know how to process it. You know what I mean? And it hurts even more when you're having conversations with, your agent and manager and all of these people, and they're like, oh, well, I don't think it's smart for you to go to the funeral, like, I don't think that's smart. Like, I don't think it's smart for you to constantly put yourself around all of this death and constantly going back to New Orleans to experience this same thing. Because he wasn't the first person who had got killed, during my career. And they're like watching this happen, you know what I mean? Like, I got all of these street niggas who are my family, but I'm trying to better my life, and they just didn't want me to put myself in a weird situation. They never know how I might react to it, right? So I'm going through all of that, and she asked me like, oh, Jason, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not, And then I'm leaving set, and I'm walking through Video Village, and there's, I don't know, probably 40 people around, and she says, well, I just asked you about this because I know your friend just got killed, and we don't want you to go home and self-medicate. What? You never seen me under the influence of drugs. You never see me under the influence of alcohol. I've never come to work with these issues. Why would you just assume that? And then you say that in front of all of these people? That's crazy. So I called Lena, like, I almost had a nigga moment. Please come get this lady. She talking to me like she know me. Like, this is super weird. Like, I'm already mad. My friend just got killed. Like, please talk to this lady. But she ended up going to HR. And then she came back to me and was like, Jason, you didn't have to tell me, that, we could have talked about it before you went to HR. So now you calling me a rat too? All right, let me talk to you right quick. So when I talked to her, I was irate. I'm not gonna lie. I was upset because it's like, why we can't just be coworkers? Why does extra shit gotta be going on? You know what I mean? I forget exactly what I told her, but I was irate. I was upset. So then she went back to HR and was like, Jason was irate and he had me cornered and all of this bullshit. And they fired her because of that. So, you know, I guess whenever she saw that opportunity to say something about it, she made up this whole ass story, you know, and I feel so sorry for poor Tiffany Boone because they tried to make it seem like Tiffany was the ringleader of all of this, and you know, Lena was running a circus and just all of this shit. You know what I mean? When honestly, if she would have just minded her business and just kept it cool, everybody would have kept their job. You know, the Shy is still going strong, but can't help but feel like it'd have been better with me on it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it everything just could have stayed on the up and up had she just not brought that foolishness to work.
You ever had a role that you did, and while you was like in the midst of that role, while it was happening, while the acting was unfolding, you had like almost an out of body experience. It was like, I'm killing this shit. I'm killing it.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
Like, damn.
I think it happened damn near every time. Like,
Yeah.
that's the high that I'm going for. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's different when you look into somebody's eyes and you dead serious. And you could tell the things that you saying is making them feel a certain way. That's when you know you hitting that mark. You know what I'm saying? So I'm, like, when I rehearse with people, like, we could run the lines together, but I'm gonna never tell you what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna act, like,
Right.
none of that. You know what I mean? I try my best to catch people off guard because, you know, acting is reacting. So when you creating this world, you can't let people anticipate that, because that's how real life is. Like, you sitting here absorbing these words because it's the first time you heard it. And if you're gonna make a good film or television show, people need to be locked in like that. They need to really be listening and really be processing what you're doing. So I force that out of people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm there for. I might be a little crazy, but it's not, you know, all us actors is thrown off.
A little. a little. What's going on with the executive side of things?
Man, it's really been spicing up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was always scared to produce a movie at first because it's so much money to fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, it's different when you got so much responsibility, you know? But once I realized that it was like all about managing personalities, I was like, I'm great with people. This is gonna work. So I gotta give a shout out to Jaquavius Coleman because he put the fire in me to really be able to bet on myself. So when he and I produced Everything Is Both, I was like, oh man, I actually know what I'm doing. And here I am on, I don't know, movie number 6, and my slate just got accepted. You know, I found a wonderful production partner as well and funder. His name's Milo. Just a great guy. He actually, you heard of Create Music Group?
I don't know.
They're like a
No, I don't
distro
think so.
company, but you know, they do a lot of digital marketing and stuff like that. But he was one of the founders of that company. You know, young guy, just dope. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be seeing a whole lot more of that. Like, yeah, because I just love to give people opportunities. I love to tell real stories, and now I'm at this point where I'm like, now I can choose what we do.
Mm-hmm.
That feel good. I feel like I worked hard for that.
Where are you pulling the tears from when you do the crying scenes?
Man, they got so much stuff I probably should have cried about in the moment. You know, like, I done had some crazy stuff happen to me, bro. I done had some crazy stuff happen to me. Like, you know, I've returned to my house before with my door kicked in and the cabinet snatched off the wall and my furniture stabbed up and CSI at the crib telling me I can't stay there because the house might explode. I probably should have cried that day, but I didn't. I kept it moving. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. You know, it's all God's grace. You know, and it's all God. Like, when I do what I do, but I think He put me in certain situations because I can handle them in the moment, you know. But yeah, sometimes I probably need to cry. So it's therapeutic at the job. At least somebody paying me for it. You know what I mean? Because you know, when you got man problems to deal with and life problems to deal with, it ain't really no time to cry. It ain't no time for that.
What's the difference between men problems and women problems? Because I know as a woman sitting up like, what the hell are you talking about? We got it harder than them.
And they probably do, bro. They probably do. But the truth is, you know, men pride themselves. Well, yeah, I'll keep it like that. Men pride themselves on being able to take care of their family and to be the head of a household and, you know, to be able to build something solid. Like, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Like, you know, like, I can't imagine how Elon Musk must feel. Because I don't know if this is true, right? But it's rumored that his kids don't like him, right? And it's like, you got the most money in the world. You know, you're sending niggas to space and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And you can't have a good conversation with your kids. That shit gotta suck.
Well, Hulk Hogan's daughter didn't even go to his funeral.
What?
She claimed that the reason why she didn't go is because Hulk didn't want funerals. He didn't want a funeral, and he would have wanted her not to go. I'm calling cap.
I feel that. I
Because,
feel
you know,
that. Because it don't matter. You dead.
Yeah.
That's like my mom
Yeah.
told me, when I die, don't get no tattoos of me. But you gonna be dead. So like what? Like that's my choice. My body, my choice.
You gotta honor her. You gotta honor her wishes, though. You know, if that's what she wants. See, because I believe in the spirit.
Right.
I believe that, you know, when people go, you know, they go in the physical, but the spirit is left with us.
Right.
And so for me, you know, it's the same way with, I tell my kids, like, if you know, when I go and y'all blow this money in 2 to 3 generations, I'm hunting every last one. I'm coming back, and your life is going to be very uneasy, man. You know, because
I know that's right.
you know, I know too many people who got it out the mud and they did well, and their kids did well, but they didn't have a plan for generational wealth. So they didn't have a plan for the children that came after them, the grandchildren. You know, if you put the right plan together, you could have a crackhead in your family, and even the crackhead will have money monthly.
Right.
You know, he couldn't blow it if he tried.
Right.
Because
That's
it's
facts.
because the money is in a trust and it's passed down.
Right.
And it doesn't. So only thing that he can blow is that 20 or 30,000 he get every single month. That's it.
20 or
You gonna blow that,
30,000.
whatever that
Lord.
money is. You know.
I'd be a crackhead for that money. Shit. What?
But you know, that's how it's done, though. That's how it's done. You know, you set it up right. You know, you set it up to where that money gets passed, where the money gets passed down, and every single offspring, everything that comes from your bloodline, everybody get taken care of.
Yeah.
And you set it up to where it can't fail. You know?
Yeah, that's facts.
But when you do not plan, when you plan when you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Absolutely.
Right?
I tell that to people almost every day because for me, bro, I'm such a strategic thinker. You know, I strategize everything down to what side of the road I'm gonna stop at a gas station on. You know what I mean? Like, I think about it all, and I feel like a lot of people, that's where they slip. You just didn't account for what could have happened, or you know, like I don't know. Like, some people just walk through life smelling the flowers, but you know, I don't know. That's just, I feel like part of my chemical makeup. You know, and I try to be strategic as possible, bro, just going through life. And it's so funny that you say what you're saying, because my business partner and friend, he's here, actually, but the way he has his stuff set up, right, with his kids is like, this money is in a trust for you, right? But if you don't hit these certain marks, you need X amount of properties before 30. You can't be married before 30. Just all of these things, because you know, you think that you got it together, and you know, and you got this young love, and you got this money and all of that, and you can make a lot of mistakes. So stay focused, because I didn't I didn't do this and set all of this up for somebody to be able to run in and get half because you thought you was in love, or for you to become a drug addict and not stay focused and all. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that I think that you can put in place and instill in your children that by the time they have their own kids, they got that same sort of mentality, because that's what's important to hand down. Like, everybody gonna need more money. You know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be some more money to get. It's always gonna be a hustle. But if you have this mentality passed down through generations, because what do they say? Hard times make tough men. But then when you turn around and those tough men create opportunities for everybody else, then you start to get the entitled, and they end up dropping the ball. So you got to hand down the mentality, man. I think that's the most important thing.
Let's bring your business partner in here, man, and let him speak for himself. Mr. Calloway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Callow. Ski.
I'm going to get my old knees working.
Hey, come on in,
From
man.
downtown, Gene Calloway.
Oh, you're home.
Gene Calloway. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Come on, yeah, have
My
a
guy.
seat.
What's happening?
Oh, same old, same
Have a
old.
seat. Y'all got
What
some.
you guys are talking about over here?
Yeah. Well, I want you first and foremost. I know y'all got some big things going on with agriculture and farming and all that kind
Yes,
of stuff.
sir.
But I wanted you to kind of expound on what Jason was talking about as far as trust and family estate planning and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man.
What
that's a
are you
big
doing
deal.
for your kids?
Did you want me to? Can you hear me in this mic? Good. So I went through a real bad divorce. Took 3.5 years, $500,000 in attorney fees, lost about $2.5 million in net worth over it. And when that person did that to me, I vowed right then that will never happen to my kids. And I told I've got a 19-year-old, I got an 8-year-old, and I got a 7-year-old. And I told my 19-year-old, I was like, well, your trust has been changed. You can't get married before you're 30. You got to make $55,000 a year. And by the time you're 30, you got to have 5 properties in your trust. You cannot commingle a penny from your business to your personal expenses, because you can still lose half that way. And if you don't follow the rules, then it goes and gets split 50-50 to your brother and your sister. I mean, it's real simple. And that's what I told him. I was like, she can take half your time with your kids, she can take half your money, but she ain't getting half of my money I'm giving you. I've already been down that road.
I like that, man. Hold on, but we got to talk further, man. Yeah, because I'm serious about mine, man. I'd have been through too much, man.
Yeah.
To get it.
And I can't say a lot, without
Yeah.
talking to my attorney about this stuff, but let's just say maybe somebody one time forged a warranty deed on a property that you might have owned before you met that said person to try to get half of that value,
Yeah.
Maybe they finessed their way into a business that you owned before you met them. And let's just say, theoretically, if you were in mediation and that happened and that person said, well, you might want to see who owns that business on paper.
Right.
I mean, you lose half of it. You cannot let your guard down regardless. And I'm not telling people not to get married and don't fall in love and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, make sure that your plan A is going to match your plan B, because unfortunately, statistics these days say that you're going to get divorced if you get married. That's just, I'm a numbers person, and that's just statistics. Man or woman, no matter.
Right.
My daughter's taken care of the same way as my son. But if I told you that you had a 30% chance of living running across I-35 to go get $1 million bag of money, would you do it?
Yeah.
For a 30% chance, 70% chance you're going to die?
For a 70% chance that I would die, I'm gonna run across I-35.
You can't. It's like Frogger. You got a 70% chance you're going to hit by an 18-wheeler and die. You got a 30% chance to get that money.
I-35.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take that chance. I'm a number person too.
Yeah. Well,
I know a few
unfortunately,
people that will take that chance, though.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's exactly what marriage is for men right now.
Yeah.
You have a 70% chance to lose half your stuff and half your kids' time. Period. End of story. Damn. There ain't no arguing the facts. That's just statistics.
So, should marriage even be an option these days for men?
For me, no. I told my son to adopt. Then you won't get your kid taken from you. I mean, that's just what it is, man.
I mean, I don't see no problem with having kids, but I do think marriage is wild. I think it's a wild setup, because for me, I feel like as men, like, what do you gain for real? Because I don't love you no more than I did yesterday before we got married. So if you want to do the ceremony and get the ring and do all of that, I'm down. But that marriage license, I'm scared of. Because now we got them people in our business. You know what I mean? They might as well be the welfare office as far as I'm concerned. Because I'm going to love you the same. If I love you and I'm being loyal to you and I'm coming home every night and I'm paying all the bills, none of that shit changed. Because we got married. Like, none of it. You know what I mean? I'm still going to be the same person you fell in love with. So, it's a conundrum.
And the paperwork is not going to make me be any more faithful than I plan to be anyway.
Exactly. It's not going to change. It's not going to change nothing for real.
It's too big of a risk, man. As a man these days, it's just too big of a risk. China's changing their laws now.
As a breadwinner, because you could get Kevin
and a
Federline
woman. That's the same thing. Whoever the breadwinner is, you're risking it all, man.
Yes,
or you're risking half of it at minimum. And even with a prenup, you can contest prenups. You can't contest the trust.
Well, some men want their own children. Adoption is cool, but some men want their own children. So, did your son give you any pushback?
Oh,
when he
yeah.
said adopt?
Oh yeah. He don't like it. He don't like it at all. And I'm like, well, unfortunately for me, but fortunately for you, I've been kicked in the balls enough to know that this decision needs to be made.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you don't like it, but I promise you, just like we did with our dads and our dads did with their dads, we think we know more than them.
Right.
It's the same cycle.
So what if he decide to not take your advice and he have his own biological kids? Do he lose some of the family fortune?
If he does it before he's 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, all gone.
But what about if he adopt after 30, he don't have any kids, and then he adopt?
Right, I think, we're number one.
No. Let me back up. He starts having kids after 30.
Yeah, that's all fine, because all the stuff I gave him is going to be set up in a trust. Yeah, so that can be.
So
taken.
he gets. Now, do he get all of his money at once? Or is that
no, he has to.
I don't
have
know why I asked you.
Yeah, no. So he has to maintain a job making $50,000 a year outside of the stuff that's in his trust and the properties and everything else, or he loses it too. He's not going to sit on the couch.
When does he get his
until
last
I die?
When did he gets his last piece of paper after you die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So why not keep it going after you die?
Well, I'm hoping I instill enough in him that he'll keep it going. That's the goal, is to teach your kids to be better than you are and to be smarter than you are.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, that's how you succeeded. Is if I can look at my son and be like, you know what, that dude's better than me. You know? I'm done. I've lived it.
How long has it been since you've been divorced?
4 years. It took almost 3 years to get it done because of all the back and forth on trying to snatch properties and stuff. But like 9 months as far as it's been stamped and signed. But it's been a 4-year process.
So let's say you meet this chick, right? Oh, she bad, man.
Oh, I've already met
Hold
one.
on.
I already got a bad one.
You got it back. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So right now, but hold on. Right now, everything cool because, ladies, I love you, but I got to call a strike and ball. So y'all oftentimes will be cool with the terms in the beginning. Initially, okay, I'm with you. I know you got 3 wives, and I'm just here to support you. And whatever it is, the woman will agree in the beginning if she decides to go forward with the relationship. And then at some point, you get a phone call while you're driving, and it's your wife. And she says, hello, and you answer the phone. Now you look over to your right, and your girl riding shotgun is feeling some type of way. You see her expression changing because you're on the phone talking to your wife. Now it's changed because at first it was all good. She was cool with y'all talking on the phone and you being sneaky or whatever. But now you're doing it, and she can hear you talking to your wife. Now she's catching feelings. And now what do?
Are you talking about you got a side piece in your car and then trucking to your wife?
Yeah.
Well, I know that's not the way I roll.
You don't
so.
rock right. You don't rock like
No.
that. Okay.
No, I don't. That ain't.
I don't
man.
rock like that either.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I think you get what's coming to you in that situation.
You get what you got.
Yeah, don't be
Okay.
an asshole.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Don't be an asshole. Okay. So let's fast forward. There ain't no side piece.
Mhm.
There's only this bad one that you got right now.
Mhm.
And she's already agreed to all the terms. She knows how you are. And she's probably heard you tell other people.
Right.
she probably, because you don't bite your tongue. I can tell you. You're going to say whatever it is on your mind. You're going to let
I
somebody
get hate
know.
mail all the time,
Yeah.
but you know what? It's
So,
good.
okay, so that's how it's going to be, right? That's how it's going to be. You're going to let her know straight up what it is. This is what it is, right? And she's cool. But then, how long y'all been together, first of all?
Almost 2 years now, I think.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's starting to get real. It's already serious, but past the 2 year mark, shit started getting really heavy.
Mhm.
So now, I suspect she's gonna make her move real soon, and she's gonna put her foot down and she's gonna say, "But Gene, I want to be married. I want to be married. I'm not gonna sign a prenup.
Yeah.
If you love me, you wouldn't try to force me to sign a prenup.
Listen, I'm not Travis Hunter, but
You're evil."
listen, Travis, that was so dumb, dude. But anyway, she knows what the answer's gonna be. We've had this conversation.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't waste any time, dude. If while I was talking to her, I knew she was gonna be somebody I wanted to be with, and I was like, "Here's the deal: all my stuff's in a trust. You can't get any of my money. You're gonna sign a prenup. I'll sign a prenup for some stuff that you got. I don't want anything if we leave. I don't want any of your stuff. You ain't get none of my stuff. And that's how it should be.
Do she get some money if y'all break up?
No,
Are you-
no, she got
you're
her
not
own
gonna give
stuff.
her any
She
money?
has her own. No, hell no. Why? She didn't earn it.
You don't give her no money.
No.
See, that's what
Like I bought her. If I buy her Escalade, she can take the Escalade.
She can
that's
take
hers.
the
Yeah,
Escalade.
she can take her jewelry. Anything that I bought for her, that's a
Right.
gift. She can always keep that. I'm not gonna take.
But
that
you're
stuff.
not giving her any money.
Why?
She got her own money.
Yeah.
Is she a millionaire?
No. But she does pretty good.
What if she give you 10 years of her life? 10 years.
I gave her 10 years of my life too.
Hey man, listen.
I'm waiting on you to say
Hey
that.
man, that's
waiting
why
on you to
that's
say that.
fucked up.
That boy Gene.
I was
That boy
here
Gene.
with you.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not. I'm not talking
We
about
was
guy
both
or girl. It
shooting in
don't
the
matter.
gym.
Male, female, it don't
Yeah.
matter. Each of you gave 10 years to that other person,
Yeah.
so that's the value that you had. You know.
But if you wanted to give her some, you'll break off that. But that needs to be your choice. And that shouldn't be something.
Dude,
that's
I hate
forced
people
on
telling
you.
me what to do. You're not
Right.
gonna tell me what to do. I've been through the courts. I spent $500,000 on attorneys, dude, just for people telling me what to do. I'm over that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do now.
Right.
If you don't like it, that's cool, man. You ain't got to hang around me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
What does her friends say about you? Because you know they be talking about you.
Oh, I mean, her friends come over all the time. I take her kids fishing, man. I take kids. That's my big thing. Is I like to help kids out. We have a nonprofit that we ran for a long time. We take kids that are terminally ill, hunting and fishing and horseback riding and all that kind of good stuff. But no, dude, her friends bring her kids over all the time. They do their stuff, and I take the kids out and we go fishing. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sound like a real asshole up front, but I'm a really good dude. I just
Yeah.
don't put up with the bullshit.
No, I can tell, but that's just something that people are going to say, like anytime that you buck the system, if you buck it, they're going to say that. Man, let's talk about this farm to table thing that you and Jason got going on. Who came to who with the idea?
Bro, it's so funny, right? Because, I mean, how long did we hang together before we even...
Before I even knew that you're an actor?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
6 months.
Right. It was something crazy. But it was like, I forget where we were. I know one time we went to Kroger and people was like asking for pictures and shit. And he was like, what the fuck? And then we went out to dinner one day and, finally it came out. My girl was like, you don't know who he is? And he was like, you don't know who I am? I was like, what the fuck? But I believe it was that night, when he asked me something like, what's the ultimate goal? I was like, man, I want to build the agri-hood, and his fucking eyebrows touched this line. And he was like, what? Like, I've never heard nobody else say this word before. Like, I thought I was the only one thinking about this. I was
And
like,
explain
bro,
what
I
an
really...
agri-hood is.
So, you want to take that one?
Yeah. I mean, man, you're so well versed at it now, dude. You've learned so much, man, about
No.
everything. But basically, so like, our version of the agrihood is where we want to teach people to come in and how to grow their own food, produce and protein, how to raise a couple chickens in your backyard, how to grow a garden, how to kind of get out of the system and get out from underneath the thumb that's pushing down. To go figure, right? Like my mentality. And kind of be able to sustain yourself for, let's say something bad does happen. There's a study that came out. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
If you were to cut the food supply off to Austin, in 2 days they'd be out of food. The population would be out of food in 2 days.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So what are you gonna do with
scary,
your
bro.
family if something like that happens? You
Right.
know? I mean, and who knows with the shit going on these days? You don't know what's gonna happen. The blackouts, the brownouts. Like that big freeze that we had. We lost power for like 10 days.
Right.
And there's people losing their minds over that stuff.
Right.
I'm gonna find out who got a farm.
That's exactly, and that's the problem, is the people who have the farm, and when people get hungry, they go try to find stuff, right?
Right.
So, I mean, it's a big cycle to go through, but man, it's not hard. You don't have to have a big piece of property. Like we're working on his flower beds right now.
Yeah.
But like in my flower bed in the middle of the city, I ripped out all my plants. I'm planting strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, jalapenos, tomatoes, basil, oregano, everything out in my front yard, man. And all these kids will pedal their bikes up and park them in my front yard and eat all my fruit out of the front yard. I'd sit there in my coffee and smile. Because I'd rather them be doing that than sitting there on their video games or sitting there on their iPads or
Right.
any of that kind of stuff,
Well, what if something go down and you need those fruits and them kids
Well,
pull up trying to eat?
yeah,
them?
when
Then
that time comes,
kids are
you
easy
know.
to beat up, though. That's the good part.
My mama gave me that bike.
Right.
My bike now.
Right.
What about like chicken and stuff like that? Like
Chicken?
Do y'all eat meat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what about that type of farming? Do
I mean-
y'all-
Oh, let
y'all into that?
me talk to you about this, right? Because you know how you go by people's house and you want to eat their food and you want it to be good. You want to have a great experience. But if I'm gonna just be honest, for my white friends, I keep my expectations pretty low. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be rude, but I'm from New Orleans and I'm a food critic. I take this shit serious. So I go by his crib, right, and we already having a good time together, But he makes these burgers, and I'm eating this burger, and I'm like, why is this the best burger I've ever had in my life? Like, what is happening in my mouth right now, right? So, at first I try to stay quiet, but then I'm like, bro, what did you do to this burger? Like, cause I grill, I do everything that you do. What is the difference? He was like, bro, what? Tell him about this cow. Tell him about this cow, bro.
This is normal for me. He tells
Yeah.
me all the time. He goes, "No, you're not normal, man. Like you're not normal."
Right.
But so the beef that we raise on our place, they never leave the property. I don't give them any injections. I don't give them any pour-on stuff. It's as organic as you can possibly get. In the last 60 days, I feed them out to get whatever flavor I want. A lot of people don't know this, but when you feed an animal certain foods, it gives it a certain flavor. Like a grass-fed beef cow versus like a grain-fed beef cow has a different flavor. One's like gamey, kind of, the grass-fed. So like the last 60 days, I feed chopped corn, soybeans, and alfalfa, hay, and then clean water. A lot of people miss out on the clean water. They just let them eat pond water or drink pond water, but clean water. Yeah, it the best flavor that you'll ever have on any beef whatsoever. And I'm just used to it, And then everybody comes over like, oh my God, what the hell did you do to this? It's like, it's just salt and pepper like normal, right?
Right.
White people put salt and pepper. No, it's good. I season my food, but it starts with the beef, man, and you would be shocked at the process of how hamburger meat is made that goes into like the tubes, that you buy at Walmart or Kroger or Tom Thumb or whatever. You can actually go online and find a local rancher and buy like a quarter of a beef or a half of a beef or 3/4 or a whole one for cheaper than you buy it at the store. And it's considerably better for you. And the farmer makes that money. The packers, there's 3 packers in the United States and they're all on government subsidies. So it's the government, again, screwing everybody, But like me as a farmer, I might get $1.50 a pound for my animal, but you're paying $6 a pound for ground beef, which is the leftovers of the cow, basically, right? So it's not me getting rich as a farmer; it's the packers that are getting rich, you know. So if you can go to your local farmers and support those guys, you get a better product and they make a little bit more money.
Now, what are the chances that we're gonna have to experience some type of
Apocalypse.
apocalypse? Because that every time a major storm comes, or there's some type of alert that the government, issues, people start stockpiling essentials. They start getting all the toilet paper and buying all of the canned goods and buying the wipes and everything, all kinds of stuff, right? What are the chances that people are gonna have to even put those bunkers to use one day?
I don't know the answer to that. I look at it like tennis shoes. It's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them.
You got a bunker?
Maybe not.
You seem like the type of dude to have a bunker.
I got enough to take care of my family and a couple of my close friends.
Yeah.
If something bad goes down.
Yeah.
And I'm
that's
not,
what you
I'm
gotta
not
think,
weird
man.
preppers.
Yeah, you
or
can't
anything.
really talk about that bunk anyway, because if something go down, they could be like, let's go to Gene house.
Right, yeah, don't come here.
Yeah.
Most people
No.
know better, but yeah, some people would, But that's the problem that we're talking about. If something does go down, everybody is going to go from the city and the inner city and fight their way out and use all the resources and move their way out and out and out and out and out, and eventually it's going to find you. But, I don't know if we'll ever see that in our lifetime.
Yeah.
I sure hope not.
I just know,
I hate that for them.
like the storm we had that knocked power out, we had to go without water or power for 10 days, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right, but I survived Katrina, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
God, that's even
just
worse.
thinking about it, like having to start over in general is, it's chaotic, bro. And if you think that you seen broke people do some crazy shit, wait till you see hungry people. Oh man, that's gonna be ugly, But I think that because I read this book by David Icke like years ago, and he was talking about like the motion always comes for the children, right? Every time they want to push an agenda, they go for the kids. And that's kind of what we on. I think long term, we thinking that like if we can instill this in kids, like if you can know, you don't even have to know a ton, but if you can grow your own food by the time you're 18 years old, like you have a different sort of mentality. Like even now, like my kids, like if we eat fast food, they're like, Daddy, you slumming it today, huh? Like McDonald's is crazy. Like what are you doing? And I think that's already a good thing, because when I was little, I used to cry for McDonald's. My mom, you got McDonald's money, like But now I think the paradigm is already starting to change.
You ate McDonald's when you were little?
Yes, indeed. I still backslide and eat McDonald's now sometimes.
My cousin used to come to our house, and I thought my cousin was rich because they ate McDonald's. Like we never ate. I thought he was rich. He used to come to our house, and he always had on like clean socks and shit.
See, no, we'll see. Now you taking it far, brother.
No, I'm serious. Look, man,
Like a different pair every day?
He would come to our house. His mom would bring him to our house, and they always had a new car. Well, it didn't matter what year it was. Every year their car was clean. It looked new,
right?
Compared to the kind of cars that we were used to.
Right. Yeah, we were hoopty riders too.
So he would come to our house, and his mom would drop him off, and she and my mom would go wherever they was going, run errands and stuff like that. And as soon as he come in, every single time he would come to our house, he had a bag with McDonald's, burger and fries.
Right.
And we used to get him in the room, and be like real nice to him and play with him like, hey, cousin.
Right.
You see
Me had a
this?
few of them fries.
Before you look around, look, man, we done ate his whole hamburger. We didn't ask for it. We finagled the whole bag away from him, man. Ate his whole hamburger, ate his fries every single time.
That's super funny. No, I think I just had the kind of mama who like would do anything for her kids. I remember like her and my auntie getting into it real heavy. Like, you think your kids all that? You just do anything for them. And it was like a weird thing to hear a mom say, because my mom would really like spend her last to, make us smile. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't never had shit, but we knew one thing. We was gonna eat Ryan's on Sundays after church.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mom
If she
used to
wanted to
be a
get
butcher
real
for
fancy,
Ryan's.
we might go to Shoney's or something, But yeah, man, my mom did what she could do to take care of us. Like, she was one of those who, she bust her ass, bro. 2 jobs. Like, we barely used to see her. She used to be busting her ass, but yeah, she did whatever to make us smile, bro.
What'd you do with your first big check for her?
Bought her a Gucci purse. Bought her the shades to go with it. Cause my first check it wasn't like super big. But bought her a Gucci purse. Bought her some shades. Flew in her and her husband out and got them a nice like honeymoon suite, and you know what I mean. Just let them kick it. Like, it wasn't some crazy money, but like, it felt good to be able to say whatever you want to do, like just whatever, And she was so blown away, like, all right, cause she the type, like, I gave her some money, she brought my brother a car, like she that type of person, you know what I mean?
like,
She
"You
don't
steal
do
this?"
well when it come to doing for herself, so like you just gotta do stuff for her, like, cause she's like, I can't. What I'm gonna do with a Gucci purse? I can't walk around every day with this. Yes, you can. That's what it's for. It's an everyday all black Gucci. Please wear it every day. It was like times that I called her, she like, oh, it's in the room. I still got the paper in. I put the paper back in it. Mom, that's an everyday purse. We upgrade, but like she just, yeah, man, she's not a big spender like that. She don't do well when it comes to doing for herself. She know how to do for everybody else though.
When you go back to the old neighborhood, what's the reception like?
Bro, it's love.
Yeah.
It's love. Like, I had my first star moment in Hollywood. It was crazy. Because I'm thinking, like, Straight Outta Compton just came out. It's going to be my last time walking through this neighborhood. Like, I'm going to still get me some cigars, chill. So I start walking, and niggas start peeping. People peeping out the house, peeping out the window. I'm like, what the fuck? Bro. Next thing you know, they got like 40 people following me, right? And I'm like, damn, the one day I don't bring my gun, here it go. Now I'm about to get robbed in my own neighborhood. Ain't this a bitch? I get to the gas station, and I ain't gonna lie, I almost told the Arabs to lock the door behind me, bro. Buku people, and I'm talking about their phones start coming out. That's when I just got happy. I'm like, damn. But it was like, that was my first real star moment, And to have that in my neighborhood was dope, bro. They love me.
That's
They
dope.
love me. They'll beat your ass behind Jason Mitchell.
That's dope. Are there any plans to integrate the project that y'all have going on with the Farm to Table into film?
Well, actually, we're doing the show around it now. Like, we want people to see the whole process. Because the thing is, bro, like
Is it
right
a
now
show
we're
or
working
documentary?
with... it's more like a follow doc.
Okay.
But it'll evolve. It'll evolve into its own thing, But we want people to watch the process, because like G said, it ain't that hard, bro. Like, it's really not. I've learned so much. I knew zero about farming, ranching, any of that before we started this, and now I feel like I could teach somebody else. You know what I mean? And we working with veterans right now, and the hardest part about that is that, like, we only starting with 10 homes. 16 families a day deal with veterans unaliving themselves. We trying to put a dent in that, but just to have to turn so many people away, it's just suck. So we hope that people get on board. We could take this nationwide and then take it worldwide, because I think this is the way people should be living. Like, when Orlando Brown flashed out, they're charging us for grapes and apples. Like, everybody's just, like, that's the truth, though. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really crazy when you think about it. Like, we looking around like, people, bro, food is so expensive. Eating healthy is so expensive. That's crazy to me. I was in Poland for 3 months. I ate out probably, well, stuff's cheap over there, so I won't say that. But I ate out 3 times a day and lost weight. I was confused. So one day we driving and they got like these fields of corn, which I thought was kind of dope. I'm like, man, I want to take pictures over there. I'm like, look, pull over. I'm going to just jump over the fence real quick, take pictures. He was like, no, they're going to take you to jail. I was like, why? Because I'm black? What the fuck? You know, he was like, no. That's what we feed our chickens with. And if you contaminate that, it contaminates the chickens, which ultimately contaminates us. Like, you should go to jail for that. Just don't fuck with that. I'm like, damn. Like, you don't even hear people talk like that in the U.S. You know what I mean? And it's like we far ahead in some spaces, but other spaces, our priorities are mad fucked up, bro.
Okay. Dr. Dre's son had some words for the people who made the call for his dad's role, right? He thought that he should have been allowed to play his dad in the movie, like Ice Cube's son was allowed to play his role.
Well, allowed is a strong word, though, right? Because the thing about O'Shea Jackson Jr., first of all, he went to USC for screenwriting. Then he studied with Susan Batson, who is a celebrity to actors. Like, he studied with her for 2 years. Like, he put in work for that. You know, a lot of people think that acting is easy. It's nothing about it is easy, actually. You know what I mean? Like, and being talented is only half the battle. There's so many technical things that you have to learn. And true enough, people can catch on fast. But if you ain't been acting your whole life and you think you about to come do a critically acclaimed film out the gate, you out your body. You know what I mean? Like, you out your body, you know? So big shout out to Corey Hawkins too. He got a crazy story, man. His mom was his mom was a cop, his dad was a drug dealer. Then he went to Juilliard and was in Straight Outta Compton, and now he's a famous actor. Like, that's an incredible story. I can't wait for his book.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Corey's great, man. And I think it's just crazy sometimes that people think that they can just jump into it and act. It's not that simple.
Yeah,
really
O'Shea. Yeah, shouts out to O'Shea. O'Shea. I just saw O'Shea a couple of days ago. In fact, I went to the Big 3 game that was in Houston. I saw O'Shea and Cube and Brother Ron and all these guys. It was kind of like a reunion. But in any event, O'Shea can act for real, and man, he's a spitting image of his daddy, you know.
Bruh, exactly.
So who better to do it? Like, if he got the talent, and you know he looks the part. You know, he's got the DNA for the role, right?
Exactly.
And then on top of that, he's disciplined, and he knows how to follow instructions.
Yes, he's very coachable.
Not one of those, you know, youngsters who think he knows everything, or that's, like you say, that's uncoachable, right?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, he absolutely nailed it, man. The Eazy-E, I think Eazy-E's son wanted to play him also.
Yeah.
in the film. So you know, I can understand, you know, why they would want that, but you know, this, like you said, acting is not easy, and we're talking about a critically acclaimed film.
Right.
You know, it was critically acclaimed before it actually was critically acclaimed.
Right.
You know
right.
You knew what it was.
Right.
When you saw all the players, you saw how serious it was.
Right.
You know, you knew you was about to do something special.
Right.
So who casted that film?
Vicky Thomas.
Oh, shouts out to Vicky Thomas.
Yeah.
You did your thing, Vicky.
Vicky is amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, she do all the big movies, but, you know, cool ass black lady, just legit, and I'm talking like a real G. You know what I mean? She's super, super solid. And she's done some of the biggest movies that we've seen, you know, especially in the last 15, 20 years. She been doing her thing. I mean, because she been rocking since, like, White Man Can't Jump. She casted that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's good. And that was perfectly casted.
Yeah. She's dope, bro. She is super, super dope. And she actually asked me about my daughters not too long ago. She was like, so they gonna get in the business or what? What's happening? I see them, they growing up to get so beautiful. What's happening? I'm like, whenever they ready, you know? But yeah, man, Vicky is dope, bro. And it's so funny because when all of this was happening, like because I think it was like The Source or something that had picked up that story about Lil Easy. I'm in New Orleans, like, I get on Facebook and find everybody I could find, because before I go to California, you know, I need to know if it's gonna get gangster or not. You know what I mean? But me and him ended up having like a 3-hour conversation, and he basically had the welcome wagon waiting on me when I got there, bro. He was just like, you know, and I feel him. Like, if somebody gonna fuck it up, it might as well be him. It might as well be their child if somebody was gonna fuck it up. But I think we did it some justice.
Absolutely, man. You absolutely did it justice. And speaking of waiting, we are waiting for you to put out your next film. Is there any date, anything on the horizon that we should be looking for?
The Late Night Creep is on the way.
Late Night Creep. What's that about?
The Late Night Creep. It's about this guy, you know, and I play his best friend, right? But he's living a very mediocre life. You know what I mean? Don't have the best job, don't have the best car. And this chick that he wanted to smash in college, he ended up falling asleep on. But that was like his crush, you know? And when he finally got in that moment, he ended up falling asleep on her. So she comes to LA one day, and he decides to get out on that Late Night Creep, you know? And it's a wild ride.
Yeah.
It's a wild ride. G got to see it.
We went to the premiere at the ABFF in Miami, a month ago?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, it's probably, you know, most comedies you laugh 3, 4, 5 times, pretty good laughs, and it's a good movie. I laughed the whole entire movie. The whole movie is funny.
Oh, so it's
the whole movie
Yeah,
is
and
funny.
I'm so glad I'm getting to do comedy now, bro, because I laugh like all day. That's my thing. I love to smile. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. But I'm dying and crying in all
You
my
get to show
movies,
your
bro. I'm
you get
so
to show
over
your
that
range,
shit.
and that's important too, because you don't want to be known as a crying actor. Every time they get a crying role, they call you.
Right.
Let's get
I
Jason
feel like they
Mitchell on the
doing that
phone.
already.
He can
I
do it.
die and everything. I'm like, damn. Again.
He is crying and dying.
Right. Crying and dying and
I love you so
everything,
much, dude. And
bro.
I'll see the movies here and all these sad ass movies. I'm like, man, who is this guy? You know?
Right.
So Late Night Creep was a good one. I'm like, finally, that's the dude that I know.
Right. Facts.
Hey, if you ever want to get some get back though, that would be a dope name for either a documentary or a book, Crying and Dying.
Right.
Yeah,
I think you didn't look. Y'all heard it here first. Crying and Dying. Be my first book.
Get the paperwork done, man.
Right. No, man, I'm so over it though, bro, because it take a lot out of you. Like, you know how, like, when you was a kid and you get a whooping and you cry yourself to sleep? That's exactly what it's like. It's, you whoop up on your feelings, you end up crying, and then your body is completely drained. You know what I mean? It's a lot, bro. You gotta really give it up in those moments. If it's real, you know, they got some people that, like, they got this little, it's like a little Vicks stick type of thing, and they blow it into your eyes, and it'll make your eyes water. Or you can put something underneath your eyes, and it'll make your eyes water. But that's all corny to me. That's all corny.
Yeah, let's hurt your
Like,
feelings.
bro.
That's like, get the Vicks out. We want to hurt your feelings.
Exactly. Exactly, man. It's a struggle though. It's a struggle. You know, sometimes you be having great days, and like me and F. Gary Gray got into it like that. Like, I'm doing these big electric scenes. We on stage. Like, we got 7,400 extras. It's lit. We having lit days at work. Then he comes to my trailer at lunch and was like, yeah, so the easy week is coming up. They called it the easy week because it was the hardest stuff. It was when, you know, the DOC was in the hospital and when Easy was in the hospital, right? So it's the hardest scenes, but the easy week, right? So he was like, yeah, the Easy Week's coming up, and I want to know what you're gonna do. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I want to see what you're gonna do on these scenes. I was like, well, I auditioned, and you know what I mean. So I'm assuming I'm gonna take it up a notch from the audition, but like I cried in the audition. Like I don't know. That's probably what I'm gonna do. You know. He was like, no, I want to see though. Like right now, like no, I'm not doing this. I'm not about to cry in the middle of one of the best days of my life. Like I don't feel like doing that right now, man. We got into it hot and heavy in my trailer. It was funny, but I get it though, because he was like, the movie's relying on this. No, not that day.
Okay.
He was gonna have to be mad at me. I was like, shit, boy, you know how much this gonna take out of me? No, indeed. I'm not about to do that right now. But it was so funny because that scene where I found out I got AIDS, we did that in 4 takes. That's unheard of. Working with F. Gary Gray, you gonna do 37 takes on one setup. He
want that perfection. That sounds like Drake.
Yeah, bro. They one and the same. They sit there all day, however long it take. You know.
Say it again. Ouch. Say it again. Now say it again. Ouch. Say it again, man.
Right. Right.
Say it again. Ouch.
Exactly. And then I'm from New Orleans. I got that accent, so like certain words it's hard for me to say back to back in different accents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the scene where like we get the letter from the FBI, bro. I forget exactly what the words was, but it was like discrimination and some other word, but they kind of rhyme a little bit, like. And I was like, bro, I cannot say this back to back. Like he was like, what are you saying? And even ruthless, I had to really take my time to say ruthless. Like so, when you watch the movie, as the camera's sort of cascading from Dre to like me, I'm like ruthless. I'm like I had to say it so slow because it was. He was like, what are you saying? Whatever you saying is not ruthless. We need to figure this out. Yeah, that took about 20 takes to get that one right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this business, man, this you get some really, really great moments, but some of it could get quite frustrating, bro.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, we appreciate you, man, coming on the show and sharing some more insight. And also, what's the name of the project or the company that y'all got together for the Farm to Table?
It's the AgriHood.
The AgriHood.
Yeah, so that's the 501c is the AgriHood. The project's the AgriHood.
Yeah.
We've got it on YouTube at it's Jason Mitchell on YouTube, so everybody can see it for free to kind of learn on what's going on. It's good to see a different side of him on that stuff, like a real side from him, learning some stuff too. I always like, you never know with actors and celebrities, you never know who they really are, you know, because you get to see them on screen. And we hung out for 6 months before I even knew who the hell he was, so we had a pretty good relationship. But it's fun for me to teach people and watch people grow. And when we do all these podcasts and they ask about the farm and stuff, I'm just sitting there, I'm waiting for him to let it rip because he's learned so much about it. And it's like watching your kid walk, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the same thing with him, because now he's got my ass in all this acting stuff, and I got a couple projects going on, and he was talking about you can't just walk into it and like the voiceovers, man, you do them 20 times and this and that. And it's the same thing with him because we're sitting there shooting, one scene, and he's back in the back jumping. I'm like, bro, stop! I can't work.
That's my
We're
dog,
doing the
though.
back
He
jumping
killing
around,
it.
you know?
He killing it. Because I think a lot of times, like, people don't want to see people do good because they don't want them to take their job or take their shine or whatever it may be. Like, but I'm so secure in who I am and what I do. Like, that's all I want to do is see him win. You know what I mean? So, like, because... Like, bro, he lights up a room when he comes in there. You know what I mean? Like, you can't teach charisma. So, he's super coachable when it comes to acting. And he's like, bro, if you say I can do it, I can do it. Like, bro, you'll never know if you try. You know what I mean?
Well, hopefully we've got a new movie coming up together.
That's
a big screen movie. We can't say a lot about it right now because we had an NDA on it. But it's like a Western supernatural comedy.
Western supernatural comedy. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think this
dope.
ever been done. A Western
Never been done.
supernatural.
Yeah, it's-
Not that I've seen it.
Yeah, it's good. We've got. I think I talked to Lee the other day. Lee, shout out to Lee Fountain, Lee the Myth,
You did.
award-winning writer now. He got an
Yes.
award for that
Yeah.
project he
Yeah,
did.
he's dope.
But
He's dope.
I just talked to him today. He's got 120 pages done on it. You
That's
know,
fire.
and
That's
and I got to read off a couple things. He called me. He's like, "Hey man, so here's the scene, and this is what you're doing. What would you say?" And I'm like. I told him. He goes, "Yeah, I never would have said that. I'm gonna write that
I
down."
love that.
So it's
I
fun,
love
man.
that.
It's a lot of fun, you know, and a lot of people are like, "You've never been in acting, and you're doing stuff with this guy." You know, like it's not fair. Like you were talking about with Drayson. Like I feel like I didn't really take the right path, or earn the right path. You know.
Shit, Ashton Kutcher got discovered at a bus stop.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Well, you stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
There you go.
And thank God
There
you was
you go.
ready in the very beginning, from the start.
You did.
You know,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, Jason Mitchell
Yes, Hersky.
with the assist from Gene Calloway.
Yeah.
My
Somebody's
God.
got an addition. The John Stockton.
In the billion.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you for having us.
absolutely. No more talk.
Yes, sir.
It's Willie D, y'all, back with another episode of information and instructions to help you navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. In the studio, Jason Mitchell.
Oh, yes, and yeah.
What's
up,
up, King?
Word? I'm chilling.
Welcome back to the show, man.
Man, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure, man.
Yeah, you know you did something when you invited back, huh?
You know.
Yeah.
Legendary action right here, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
always a pleasure. How you doing?
Absolutely. I'm splendid, man. I can't complain. It ain't my style.
Bro, what are you doing to not age? Because every time I see you, I feel like you get a little bit younger. I'm like, I just want to age gracefully like that. Like, what's happening?
It's moderation.
I heard that.
Moderation, yeah. You know, I indulge, but I don't do drugs. You know,
Yeah.
I drink moderately, and I very seldom leave the house. You know, I get out to take care of business. You know, hop on a plane or whatever, go do something. But when I get back to the city, I'm at home, man.
I know that's right. He said, I stay in the jail.
Yeah.
I stay in the jelly jail. I know
Yeah.
that's right.
Well, you know, if they can't see you, they can't touch you.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but man, let's get into it, man. I've been watching your journey for a moment now, and so I'm talking about the moves, the moments, and the momentum.
Yeah.
I've been watching you, man. Like, what part in your journey did you say to yourself, "Shit, I ain't no way I can go back now. Like, I'd have made it. I'm doing what I want to do.
Right.
Ain't no way I'm going backwards."
Right. I mean, it's, to be honest, it's my kids, you know, because they keep me grounded. Because I believe it was, I went to do the MTV Awards, right? And I left to go do it, and they was like, "Daddy, you got to get on the airplane." That's what they called my job. Like, you got to get on the airplane, or you just getting in the car. You know, that's how they judge how long
Right.
I would be gone, right? So I was like, man, I got to get on the airplane, but I'm going to be right back, I promise. And they had that face. I'm like, damn, right? So I go do MTV Awards, and it's not live. So I came back and watched it with them. I was like, I want y'all to see something. So they watching it, and they like, "Daddy, that's..." Like, cause their mind was completely blown, because that was their first time ever seeing me as myself. You know what I mean? Like, without a costume and without being in some movie, they just saw me on TV. And they was like, "Wait, so when you leave to get on the airplane, you go inside the TV?" I'm like, basically, you know. But it's moments like that that really ground me, you know, because they're not impressed with the actor Jason Mitchell. They just want their daddy. You know what I mean? So, like, it's easy for me to compartmentalize my real life in my job.
Right.
You know? So once I figured out that this is just my job, even though it's great and, you know, we do some legendary things, it's still just a job. But I done put my life into this career now, so that's all I can do. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be roofing in this Texas heat, that's for sure.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, well, at least your kids know that you actually have a job. Because my kids, they didn't think I had a job. You know, I go to the studio, they don't count that as work. You know?
Right.
They don't count getting on the stage and all that kind of. They don't count that as work.
Right.
And I'm like, you better count it as work, because look around.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
That paid for your lifestyle.
Exactly.
But yeah, my kids, they would be in the car, man, and we'd be at a gas station or something getting gas, and you know, somebody would invariably like strike a conversation up, and they'd be like, one day I get in the car and my daughter's like, "Dad, why does everybody want to talk to you?" Like, so I was like, you know what? So when they got to be a certain age, you know, I was like, you know what? Let me show them what I do.
Right.
So I had them come to one of the shows.
Right.
And they were still young, and you know, kind of music we do, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little, you know, aggressive allegedly. And, so I didn't want to like hip them to that music too fast, right?
Right.
But I was saying to myself, you know, like, we're one of the best to ever do it, one of the greatest groups of our time, and I want to make sure my kids at least had an experience.
Right.
Was able to see that in real time.
Right.
At least once, right?
Right.
So they were like, I think 10 and 14 the first time.
Okay.
They saw a Ghetto Boys show.
That's a legendary in itself.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because like I tried to bring the girls on set one time and like they was like, Daddy, how many times y'all gonna do this scene? I'm like, well,
Right.
you know, we probably gonna only do like 2 or 3 scenes today. This is it. And it's like, well, I mean, we gotta stay. Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? They was just they was over it.
Yeah.
They was over it. Everybody think they want to act until they get on
Right.
set and realize that we're gonna be here for 16 hours doing the same stuff. They like, oh hell no, this ain't it.
Man, I'm
This ain't
laughing.
it. You really gotta love it.
I'm laughing at the parallels, man, because my kids was the same way when they come to the studio.
Right.
You know, doing the takes over and they're listening to the same song for hours.
Right.
We gotta play something different. Yeah. They don't respect the grind, man.
Right.
They don't respect the grind.
Right. My daughter told me she had to be 4. She was like, Daddy, I need this. I don't care how expensive it is. I was like, expensive? Ma'am, before you start spending my money, I'm gonna need you to learn how to say expensive. They just so funny, man. They are so funny. And it's a beautiful thing to watch though, you know, because we was broke growing up and I didn't realize that we was broke until, you know, we started going to other people's house for like Thanksgiving and Christmas and I'm like, damn, that's how y'all living. This is, you know, I just consider them rich. You know what I mean? But like my kids, I think they have a really good grasp on, you know, how hard I've worked to put them in a really good situation. You know, they appreciate it. Like their new thing is couponing to see who could save the most money. I'm like, look, I don't know where y'all got that from.
Right.
Exactly. I don't know
Somebody
where
doing
you got it. But look, keep doing it. Keep that up.
Yeah.
Keep saving that money, you know. So they hear me and they listen, you know, and it's so funny, man. I was just talking to somebody about this because they was like, you had all girls? I'm like, yep. They like, that's your karma. I'm like, well, I must have done something good to the world because my girls
That's good
are
karma.
amazing.
Yeah.
Exactly. My girls are amazing, bro.
And how many you have?
I got 2.
Yeah. So are they interested at all in the entertainment industry? And how do you feel about that if they were?
I feel like I want them to get bit by the bug themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to bring them into the world too early because that's what I want for them. I want them to be excited about doing it. You know, and like I said, I brought them on set before and all of that, and they just was not interested. You know, if anything, they love to dance. That's their thing. I could see them probably, you know, being some big dancers or choreographers or wherever that might take them, but they seem to enjoy that the most. You know, so whatever they want, I want for them.
Let's talk about Straight Outta Compton.
Yes, sir.
That was the role that catapulted you into stardom, but you know, you had this little known role on Contraband.
Yeah.
Well before that.
Yeah.
Well, about 3 years.
Yeah.
You did Contraband in 2012, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, how did you even get that role in the first place?
Well, a lot of movies were being shot in New Orleans at the time, and they got what you call like a local hire, right? So, you know, in order to save themselves money, they'll get talent that could take their ass home at the end of the night. You know what I mean? So, I want to give a shout out to Tasha Smith Mills, man. She was the person who like sort of discovered me. You know, she came to an acting class and discovered me, and she just started pitching me, you know, to all these different films or whatever. And when I went for Contraband, it was kind of strange, man, because Baltazar is an interesting guy, but he knows what he wants. You know what I mean? Like he's a really interesting director. But as soon as I walked into the room, it was like he said a couple words to me, but he was like, I think you're what I'm looking for, because I actually read for the role that Lucky Johnson ended up getting. Shout out to Lucky too, but I was just too young for the role. So he was like, I think I have what I'm looking for, but you're not it for this. And I was like, what? And then I went home and they was like, yeah, you got it. I was like, what? I'm so confused. They was like, yeah, it's for a different role. It's for Walter, but they loved you. I was like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? Like, in doing that movie, I think sort of put me in a good space with Mark Wahlberg. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was professionalism or if I just made him laugh. I'm not really sure. But he ended up calling me back to do another film called Broken City not too long after that, which were both Universal films.
That was 2013.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were both, Universal films. And I think that's what sort of put me on the radar to Universal for me to end up auditioning for Eazy-E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how cool was that, man, to have 3 years in professionally and get pretty much a signature role?
It was, you ever had to like reset your life real quick? Because I thought I had my goals in order. Like, I'm going to work my way up to this. And then all of a sudden I'm here. I'm like, all right, hold up. I had to reevaluate everything. But it was a beautiful moment for me because when I'm telling you, literally 0 people believed in me, not even my mama. Like, everybody was like, when you gonna get a real job?
What'd your mom say?
When I booked Eazy-E?
No, before you.
Or before
What was she saying?
She thought I was lying, to be honest. Because I used to be in the streets, and like, you know how it is when you start coming home fresh. Who bought that for you? Where you got that from? You better not be stealing all of this and all of that. You know what I mean? So you making up everything so you can, keep her off your behind. And then it wasn't until I went to jail for the first time, because that was the only number I knew. I actually had to call my grandpa, and my grandpa had to call my mom. It was like them 2 phone calls you don't want to make. Them the only numbers I remember. I'm like, damn.
This is in New Orleans?
This was actually in Brownwood, Texas. Brownwood, Texas. I was on my way to Abilene to make a little drop off, and got caught on the road. Mm-hmm. Got picked up by DPS. I'm in the middle of the country, I'm out there with people like, let me explain something to you, Hoss. Okay, being a drug dealer, I understand it's fast money, but this is right where you're gonna end up. You're gonna be right here with me. I was like, oh my God, I was out there in that type of area. Yeah. So I'm like, man, I gotta get out of here. So, had to call my mama, and yeah, man, that's when it all got exposed that I was in the streets like that. I tried to keep that away from my family as much as I could, but it was what it was. So I think, me coming home with extra money here and there, it was something that was embedded in her mind, like, oh no, he getting this money from somewhere else. And when you do a movie, the next question is, so when's it coming out? And I'm like, well, I don't really know. Like, people don't know that it takes a year to like 18 months to edit a movie and then for it to finally come out. So until these films came out, like, they didn't even believe that I was doing it. But that wasn't enough money to pay my bills even. You know what I mean? We talking about 1, 2, 3 days of work type of thing. So when I finally booked Eazy-E, and I really got to give a big shout out to Dre, man, because he knows how family oriented I am. But I still I wasn't rich. I had, I hit a lick, but I wasn't rich. And I had taxes to pay and all kind of stuff. So like, he flew my mom out, brought us to his crib. Like, they had just bought a crib from Giselle and Tom Brady. Basically, yeah. But like the new house that they had just bought, it didn't even have no furniture in it yet. I call it the snapback crib because the whole back of the house, you could just push the windows open. It's like, it was an amazing house. I was like, wow, they got wood in there from Belgium and all kind of stuff. It was trippy. But
I didn't know the wood was from Belgium.
He told me. I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Some people invest in different things, but I'm like, all right, there you go. Nice Belgian log. Okay. But yeah, man, gotta give a big shout out to that dude, bro, because like he did for my family what I couldn't do at the time. You know what I mean? To really be able to give them the experience that they deserved, because you need that backing from your family, bro. Like, because I done been through all kinds of ups and downs with my family for sure. Like, still going through it.
Do you resent the doubt that they had about you, or do you just now accept that you embrace the whole thing and you appreciate it? Because that's
wild.
because obviously you use that as fuel to drive you.
Yeah, you know, some people. You know anything about alchemy?
A little.
Right. So, for me, the way I look at it is that like people have their own doubts about themselves, and a lot of times they want to project that onto other people. But I never let the kid in me die. My imagination still runs wild to this day. You know, people are like, how do you think of all of this stuff? Like, where is this coming from? But it's just me staying true to myself. You know, a lot of people, they want to fit into some box and fit into the world in a certain way, and I just don't feel like that. Like, I'm the pink elephant in the room. And I would feel weird around me too, because I got to stand up against the wall while you in the room. I get it. But I never doubted myself, bro. Like, I could flip real good, right? Like, I'm acrobatic. So when I was young, we used to play on this hill, and it had a little skinny sidewalk going down it. And we used to put our skates on and then get on the bike and get on the stunt screws on the bike. And in the middle of the hill, backflip off the bike, right? But that wasn't the scary part. We never thought about falling and busting our head to the white meat. The object of what the game was to see who could ghost ride their bike down this hill without the bike falling. We wanted the bike to go all the way. That was the game. We never thought, oh Lord, if I backflip off this bike, I'm gonna hit the ground and scrape myself up or bust my head or break my neck. We never thought about that. And a lot of times, I think people think so much about riding the bike with the skates on feels awkward. Getting onto the stunt screws feels scary. What if what if my wheels fall and oh, God forbid I flip off this bike. I'm definitely not gonna land that. They're thinking about all the rest of this, so they can never even get to the game that I was trying to play in the first place. And for me, that's just how I live my life. That's just how I live my life. I'm not gonna let you tell me I can't do it because you can't do it.